Well, for the third week in a row, the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel brings you a couple of undefeated teams in the matchup. I know that first week's cheating a little bit because everyone's undefeated. But last week we had two undefeated teams going at it, and this week two more undefeated teams as Green Canyon comes in 2-0, and they host the Highland Rams, also 2-0. There's a little bit of difference, though, between these teams. Green Canyon has been doing it with defense. They've given up 8 points so far this season. 4 points per game. On the other side of the ball, Highland is scoring 35 points per game. Highland's averaging 5 touchdowns a game, while Green Canyon's scored a total of 5 touchdowns. So what's it going to be tonight? Is it going to be defense or offense? The Wolves hope their offense can catch up with that defense and they can slow down this high-powered attack of the Highland Rams. We're going to find out coming up on the Game of the Week.
Wendy's is saying thanks for making the Junior Bacon Cheeseburger America's #1 bacon cheeseburger by giving you more of what you love. Introducing Wendy's Giant Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. Double the beef, double the bacon, and now it comes in a giant meal for $5. With nuggets, fries, and a drink. There's absolutely nothing junior about it, except the price. Get Wendy's $5 Giant Junior Bacon Cheeseburger meal before it's gone.
Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology.
I had a chance to talk today with Coach JT Tauiliili of the Green Canyon Wolves. He is really excited about how his defense is playing. In fact, the word he used was fantastic. Our defense has been fantastic. They've really, they are the reason that this team is 2-0 coming into this season. They've won more games than all of last year already. Will Wheatley has really excelled in this system, and Coach Tauiliili said about him that, our system causes chaos, and Will adds to that chaos. So he brings chaos to chaos. As far as the offense goes, he said, we're trying to get kids reps, trying to get some experience with them in the offense. We're hoping to open up the offense a little bit more tonight. They did last week a little bit more, but they made some mistakes. They really felt like they left some points out on the field. 2 interceptions returned for a touchdown and a kick, accounting for most of their points. Ought to be a good one here tonight on the Game of the Week.
Say the word base. Say the word mess.
The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Wendy's of Cache Valley. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Bring back what you have been missing. Aspen Dental. Get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. Custom Fence Company. Privacy, security, peace of mind. Anderson Seed and Garden. growing better gardeners. The Logo Shop. We logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. KSM means music. Music is all we do. Factory Pizzeria. We're open late after the game. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 30 years. Good evening and welcome to Green Canyon High School in North Logan, where the Green Canyon Wolves play host to the Highland Rams. Both teams come into this ball game at 2-0. I'm Eric Olson with you tonight, Mike's side, as this one should be interesting. We've got one team that's played some great defense to start this young season, and another team that is putting up points like crazy. Green Canyon's given up 4 points per game. You heard me right, 4 points per game. They pitched a shutout in their first game, and they won at Stansbury last week, 23-8. 2 pick sixes in that game. Egan and Farron making house calls, and a 58-yard kick return for a touchdown by Stembridge. So you have scoring in every phase for the Wolves. And they're averaging 18.5 points a game. You turn it over to 5A Highland out of Region 6. They're averaging 35 points per game and only giving up 12.5 on defense. They beat Juan Diego 35-13 to open the season, followed it up with a 35-12 drubbing of Cypress last week. Head coach Kautai Olivao, if that name sounds familiar, he was a University of Utah product, has this team playing well in the early going. These two teams won a combined 4 games last year. They've already won a combined 4 games this year. Somebody's going home undefeated tonight. The opening kick is received by Green Canyon. Highland won the toss and deferred to the second half. And the Wolves will start just across the 25-yard line at the 27, their own 27. Led by Peyton Wilson, the junior quarterback. Not a big kid, and we saw him get dinged a little against Hunter. Coach JT Tau'ili really thought that his offense did some things well last week at Stansbury, but they just had some penalties and some mistakes that really cost them. We'll see against a very stout Highland front. Wilson's going to put the ball in the air. He's got a first down completion for about 7 yards to Stembridge. Tanner Farron bringing a play in from the sideline. And we'll see how fast Green Canyon goes tonight. Wouldn't be surprised to see him pull some tempo out of their hat. Screen set up, has a man underneath. It's Stembridge again. Stembridge running east to west, now finally heads north and finds the first down. Eight yards and a first down. And a white hat blowing his whistle. He calls his own timeout and runs to the sideline. Not sure what he's looking at over there as he talks to Coach Tau'ili and now one of the other coaches. Don't know if it's a clock problem or what. There's 11:10 on the clock. We just started. We've run 2 plays. Both passes that went out of bounds. The runner went out of bounds after the catch. Here comes some pressure. Quick hit to the outside and still on his feet and out to the 50-yard line is Schramm. Schramm picks up 8. And Wilson starts the game 3 for 3 as they attack the edges of this big Highland defense. It's a warm night. They may want to make those big boys run around. First run of the game as they give to Oates. Oates dips the shoulder, turns the corner, down inside the 45-yard line to about the 43. Let's see where they finally spot it. Now the 42. So he ended up picking up 8, and it's a first down for Green Canyon. So a good-looking first drive here by the Wolves as they're in Highland territory at the 42-yard line of the Rams. 10:30 to play in the first period, no score, first possession, and here's one of those mistakes Coach Tau'ili was talking about when I chatted with him earlier. So you got first down in Highland territory, and you start too quick. Luke Baker, the big sophomore, just got going a little too soon. That moves the ball back to the 47, first and 15. And against a Highland defense that's giving up 12 points per game, you don't want to give them any help. Highland looks like they're bringing extra players. They are, they're bringing 7. They run to where the backers vacated, and they pick up 7. So now you're in better position on 2nd and 8 as you get a plus play on first down. Oates the lone setback. As Wilson surveys, he's got 2 receivers to each side. Farron goes in motion. Highland bringing 4. Wilson's got some running room, but it shuts down in a hurry. He's pulled down after a gain of a couple. So now it's 3rd down for the first time this evening for Green Canyon. 9:25 to play in the first quarter. No score. This is the first possession for either team of the ball game. Oates in the backfield with Wilson. See if Highland brings some pressure. They fake the inside give it to Oates. Oates puts his shoulder down, picks up a couple, and he was really walloped at about the 36. And now, what will Coach Tau'ili do after the gain of 3? It's going to be 4th and a long 3. The wind is kind of blowing out of the northwest, and from here it'd be a 50-plus yard field goal. See if they try to get Highland to jump. 5 seconds on the play clock as Oates switches to the other side, and they are going to run a play. They've got a screen going, and they did not get a block on the edge. Stembridge was unable to block that corner who came up hard. They threw the screen out to the edge. Something down inside may have been a better option there as everything had vacated, but they went to the edge and the corner beat the receiver who was supposed to be blocking him, and it's a loss on 4th down of 3 yards. So a promising drive stalls out there. And now that high-scoring Highland offense will take the field. And this is not your mom and dad's Highland offense. This is a spread offense. They'll throw the ball. This team, everybody's so used to seeing them do stuff like this, where all they ever do is run the ball, or they run a wing tee or something like that. No, these guys will spread it out, throw it around. Vea picks up 4 right up the gut. They're going to give it to him again and really soften up that middle. He puts his head down and bowls forward for 7. Nothing fancy about that as Highland looks across the line of scrimmage and sees the size advantage they have, and they're just going straight ahead. First down, ball out to midfield. 2 back set, 3 wide receivers for Manasapela. Jamo goes in motion. Turn and hand it the first man through again. And that's Vea again. He picks up a couple. Taoni Vea, the senior. There's a lot of juniors on this team, and seniors at key positions for Highland. Vea is one of them. Now Pele, the quarterback, is back in the gun, back in that more of a pistol look. Ball's on the turf, and his running back got on it in a hurry. That was Tapua. Ends up being a loss of 2, and now it's 3rd down and 10. Trouble on the exchange, and with 6.5 to play in the first quarter, a scoreless first quarter, the ball's at midfield and 3rd and 10 for Highland. One deep back. 3 wide to the near side, 1 up top. Ball's on the turf again, and Green Canyon's there. It looks like they may have turned this one over. They did. Will Wheatley, we talked about him. Captain Chaos, causing it again. Wheatley, the 6-foot senior, was in the backfield. As a problem with the snap for the quarterback. He just kind of dropped it. Wheatley was right there to jump on it and take it away. So after the turnover, Green Canyon's offense back out on the field in prime position. Here's the inside give to Cutler. Cutler starts to the edge, cuts it back in, picks up a couple. His first tote of the night. That's what Green Canyon did last week against Stansbury. They were opportunistic on defense, and then they took advantage. Forced some turnovers last week, and there's one tonight. Although that one wasn't forced so much as Highland just kind of gave it away. Wilson's going to throw it out to Cutler. Nice grab. But a better job that time by the Highland defense to really come up hard against that. Now you're wondering if you're looking at something where you fake that look and then wheel somebody down the field, because that corner came up hard. Wilson is perfect, 6 for 6, 25 yards. His last 2 passes, though, have gone for -3 and -2 as they've just kind of nibbled away at the edges. 3rd and 10. Rolling to the right is Wilson. Looking downfield, gets rid of it. He's got a receiver. Ball's there and dropped as he comes out of bounds. Schramm turned and lost it as he comes down. He had it in his hands, but he couldn't control it all the way to the ground. And it's 4th down. As Wilson throws his first incomplete pass of the night. He put it there for Schramm, but Schramm had to turn back and look back into the sun. And I wonder if he may have lost it there. It ended up in his hands, but as he was coming down, he couldn't control it. And I'm not sure if he got a foot down anyway. So after the turnover, Green Canyon will have to punt it away. Here's Farron. Oh, this one off the side of his foot. Thank you very much. Right at the 30-yard line. They're going to spot it closer to the 31, and that's where Highland takes over. No score with 4:32 to play in the first quarter here in North Logan. Green Canyon and Highland both 2-0. After combining last year for 4 wins, They have 4 wins combined already, as we're only in week 3. So both of these teams, kind of an early season surprise. Someone's going to go home 3-0. There's more problems again. Pena gets rid of it. Tipped up, picked off. Pela should have just taken the sack, and he tries to make a play happen, as so many young players do, and it's tipped and then picked off. Two possessions, 2 turnovers for the Highland offense. A Highland offense which has been humming along so far this season. And twice they've shot themselves in the foot. Green Canyon opportunistic, and the Highland defense called on again. Wilson and Oates in the backfield. Give it off to Oates. Cuts it inside, held up and brought down for a short gain. Brown in there to bring him down. Helped out by Fonua. Big number 40. 2nd and 8. Fake the give. Cross the middle. Ball's there. Defender's there. Incomplete. Stoddard getting his first target of the night on the little slant, the junior. And now it'll be 3rd and 8. Green Canyon 0 for 2 on 3rd downs, 3:39 to play in a scoreless first quarter. Stembridge and Egan. Split wide, that's Schramm. Hawks goes in motion. Rolling toward Schramm, now looking back the other way is Wilson. He throws underneath, and his receiver drops the ball. A flag back in the defensive backfield. I wonder if there was an offensive lineman downfield early. Ineligible man downfield, most likely the call. And again, where the ball is right here, you probably see Green Canyon go for it again on 4th down. Oh, they're going to pick up the flag. So after starting 6 for 6, Wilson is 0 for his last 3.
That flag has been waved off. Brings up a 4th and 8.
So now it's 4th and 8. Butterfield the kicker for Green Canyon, and they're not looking to bring him out. They snapped it last time on 4th down and ran a play. Play clock's at 3 seconds. They snap it with 1 left. Rolling out, unloading, looking for Egan. Egan, a lot of contact, there's the flag. The defender was right there. The problem was Egan stopped, and then the defender just ran right up into him. So hard to defend that. And that's the call, is PI and a 1st down by penalty. That's so hard for a defensive back. You're running stride for stride with the receiver who's just on a jet down the field. He turns and sees the ball and he just stops. And then you end up running into him. PI. That takes the ball clear down to the 15-yard line. First penalty of the night on Highland. Green Canyon's been called for 1. So now it's 1st and 10 for Green Canyon deep in Ram territory. Wilson flushed out, on the move, looks to the middle, ball in the air and on the ground. Wilson was looking for something, and then that pocket broke down. He had to move out of there quicker than he wanted. Just wasn't developing for him. Started to take off and instead threw it downfield. He might have been better served to tuck that and get a couple of yards. He just about threw a pick, but it's so easy to say that from way up here. Oates in the backfield. They're going to hand it off to him. He runs in underneath the end who's charging upfield, picks up a couple, 3rd and 8. Oates 4 carries, 15 yards. 3rd down and 8. 1 for 3 on 3rd downs for Green Canyon, and that one came on a penalty. It was the first time they targeted Dewey Egan tonight. He's number 2, split to the bottom of your screen. 3 receivers to the top side and Oates in the backfield. Motion to the near side. Wilson unloads, that's Egan. Egan puts his head down, he's going to be right near the marker. Let's see. It depends on the spot. I think he might be just short. He is just short. It's 4th and less than a yard. Egan was fighting for it. Nice tackle out there by the defensive back to keep him away from that 5-yard line. It looked like he was going to get right down on it, but he spun down and got his leg down. Let's see if Coach Tau'ili takes a timeout. And he does. As the clock winds down, the play clock. There's 1:46 to play in this first quarter. No score, but the Wolves are knocking on the door. They've got 4th down and less than a yard, just outside the 5-yard line of Highland, after another Highland turnover. Highland, a storied tradition, 5 state titles, 15 region titles, but it's been a while. The last state title for the Rams came in 2010, and the last region title the year before that in 2009. Coach Tau'ili was talking about this Highland team and their size. He said, you know, they are big. They are strong, and he said the one thing that really makes them dangerous, you see a lot of big, strong teams, but they have good feet. He said these guys have good feet, they can move, they're coaching that footwork, and you add that to size and speed, yeah, it's no wonder they're 2-0 and putting up some points. 4th and less than a yard for Green Canyon, out of the pistol. Wilson. Gonna keep it, he should have pitched. He's short. Boy, he had Oates on the pitch as they ran the option. And I think that's a mistake by your quarterback. They turn it over. That's a mistake. He had Oates on that pitch. He's a bigger back. He had the corner and he kept it. Whatever his read was, and he's hanging his head, knowing that's what he should have done. It was a good job by the Highland defender to come up and get in his feet so that Wilson couldn't lurch forward. And that's an interesting call on 4th and less than a yard. Again, easy to say from the comfort of the booth. So Highland takes over. Still no score, 1:32 to play in the first quarter. It's been a long first quarter. Highland back way up. Motion man coming, they fake the pitch, they're looking up top. Ball's on the turf again, and Green Canyon's there as Pela was hit by Wheatley. Is this another turnover? Let's see. It is, my goodness. Pela was just getting set to step into it and unload downfield, and he's hit from behind. The ball knocked out of his hand on the strip sack, right at the feet of 2 Green Canyon Wolves, and they jump on it at the 1-yard line. It's been a nightmare first quarter for the Highland offense, but having said all that, there's still 0 points on the board. The Highland defense has bowed up and kept Green Canyon out of the end zone. Can they do it now with only 3 feet to go? As Green Canyon tries to spread the defense out. Wilson's going to send Farron in motion. Wilson will keep looking for the edge. Stretch across it into the end zone for the touchdown. Peyton Wilson from a yard out. PAT on the way as Butterfield takes the field. Kicks blocked, comes right back to the holder, Wilson, but he's down already on a knee. 6-0. Green Canyon leads Highland in the early going. You know what? Choosing a hearing professional is a huge decision. Hearing aids are not like other things. They can't be prescribed like glasses, so proper hearing recommendation and fitting depends on a professional, and it depends on the professional to take care of you. That professional is Dr. Paul Daines, a board-certified audiologist at Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. If you're worried that you're missing out on what life is offering you because you can't hear everything, go see Dr. Paul Daines at Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, a Game of the Week sponsor. Well, Green Canyon makes good on the turnover at the 1. The PAT is blocked, and they lead 6-0. As Farron puts his toe into this one, it's picked up at the 10-yard line. Returned out to the 26, and that's where Highland will get a chance to reset things with their offense. Again, they've turned it over 3 times, but they only trail 6-0. It's with 1:10 to play in the first quarter. So if you're the Highland coaching staff, you're probably settling your team down. The first guy to settle down is your quarterback, Manase Pela. He's put the ball on the turf multiple times for whatever reason here tonight. The big junior has had a hard time hanging on to it. 4 plays Highland has run. Check that, 5. Here's Pella looking for the edge on the wide receiver screen. A pickup of 7. Bingham with the catch. Pella finally gets a reception from his own team as he's already thrown a pick that was tipped earlier. Pella looking in underneath, has his man out at the 41-yard line. 8 yards from Brown and a first down from Pella. Brown's a big target. They don't list, Highland on their roster doesn't list heights and weights, but you can see Brown there, 6. He's in the slot. He is tall. And he's put together as he goes in motion. They're going to hand it up inside. Wheatley's in the backfield, along with a couple of other Wolves. And a loss of a yard. Raymond with the carry that time. That's the end of the first quarter of play. Green Canyon leads 6-0 over Highland. You're watching the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. Well, Friday night is for high school football. Saturday morning is for breakfast out. Yeah, nothing better than going out for breakfast on a Saturday morning. And you know, one of my favorite new places to go when I just want to get something quick and get my Saturday going, I like to go to Wendy's, because at Wendy's, mornings have never been sweeter. You can try their home-style French toast strips. They've got their honey butter chicken biscuit. Yeah, their chicken biscuit, yummy. A maple bacon chicken croissant. And don't forget about Wendy's rewards. And hey, if you don't want to wait till Saturday morning, Friday night, they've got delivery. Wendy's, a Game of the Week sponsor. 6-0 our score as we start the second quarter. 3 turnovers in the first quarter for Highland. Screen coming as they throw it inside. Nice grab in front of the defender by Jamo, who's still on his feet and into Green Canyon territory. He looked like he ran 100 yards. He ran 11. Not 12. That's good for a first down as Pele has put together 3 straight completions. And has the Highland offense going in the right direction. More importantly for Highland, they're hanging on to the football. 2 fumbles and an interception in that first quarter. Yet Highland only trails 6-0. Green Canyon looks like they're coming off the edge. Here they come. Pele's going to keep it right up the middle. Put his head down, following his big center. Pick up 3. Pele's only incompletion came on that interception. Everything else, he's been able to put it in there. 2nd down and 7. 1 wing to the right side, 2 to this near side. Jamo goes in motion underneath. They're going to toss it to him. Jamo looking to turn the corner. Bellies it back, and then Wheatley gets over there and blasts him out of bounds after a gain of about 6. And one of the Green Canyon defenders is hobbling off the field. It's Jackson Jensen, I think, 43, yeah. I don't know if he had a cramp or something, but he heads to the sideline. 3rd and short. Give it to the first man through. He stood up at the line of scrimmage and pushed back. A loss of a yard. 4th down and 2. Vea opened the night with 3 straight carries, 3 for 13. And that time they go back to it. He puts his head down and he gets met at the line of scrimmage and pushed back. He got met in the backfield. 4th and 2. Egan's going to head back to receive maybe a punt. See if Highland has some chicanery in their pocket. Quick snap, kicks away. Egan's going to let it drop. It bounces off the back. Did it bounce off the back of one of their players, or it went off the... No, it went off the turf. It looked like it was going to hit one of the Rams. It goes into the end zone as the Rams punt coverage team wasn't sure where the ball was, so they couldn't get over there and try to kill it. They would have had a chance, but they were more toward the middle as Egan sold the fake fielding of the punt. And so Green Canyon's offense comes back out onto the field. They've run 18 plays, 20 yards rushing, 32 yards passing. 18 plays, 52 yards for the Green Canyon Wolves. But they've had a short field. Wilson throws underneath and behind his intended receiver, Hawks. So Wilson started 6 for 6. He's now 7 of 12. He's only hit on 1 of his last 5. Coach Tau Ely telling me before the game that, yeah, we want to attack the edges. We want to make them cover the whole field, try to get to the edge. And And they have done that. They really haven't looked at the middle of the field much at all. Second down. Fake the give to Cutler. Wilson in trouble. Buys himself some time and then just gets rid of it. Third down. 1 for 4 on third downs for Green Canyon. This is their 5th third down opportunity of the evening. Morgan's at Skyview tonight, just up the road. Stansbury taking on Ridgeline, up the road the other way, so down the road at Utah State. Mountain Crest will be playing Pocatello at Utah State a little later this evening. Third and 10. Green Canyon has to hurry. 3 seconds, they're going to have to call a timeout. They didn't call it. They didn't call a timeout. And they didn't even get out of the huddle until there were 5 seconds left on the play clock, and they hustled up. They've already had to use one timeout, and that one cost them 5 yards on a third down. So now it's 3rd and 15. Again, this is something that Coach Ta'ili talked about with me as we talked about last week. He said, yeah, we opened the offense up a little more. We moved the ball, but we made mistakes with penalties at bad times and a couple other things, and we've seen it a couple times now, penalties. Wilson unloads. Ball in the air, flag on the ground, 2 of them. As the defensive back had a hold of Egan, just too much out there by Luke Curl, as Egan's just running straight down the sideline, and Curl has his hands on him the whole time. He must have had a hold of some jersey because they called holding. I think that's only 5 yards, but it's 3rd down again. So instead of the PI, they call the hold, and Curl, oh no, no, it's a 10-yarder, there you go. Thought they were gonna go 15. So it's 3rd and 5 after the penalty. Give it to Cutler. Cutler cuts it back inside, puts his head down, lunges for the marker. Let's see if they give him the yardage. They do. He picks up 6 on 3rd and 5. That's some tough sledding up in there. And Cutler found a seam. He was hit hard right before the marker, and he put his shoulder down and was able to lunge forward just enough for a first down. 2 backs in the backfield with Wilson. 9:15 to play in the first half, 6-0. Green Canyon, look out! He gets rid of it, does Wilson, and Egan drops it right at the sticks. Egan could hear footsteps. You saw the ball start to hit him. He started to kind of curl up and look to his left. He knew that safety was coming, and he dropped it and got hit anyway. Pat, yeah, that's one of those tough plays for a receiver. You're going to get hit anyway, you might as well catch it. And he's going to come off is Egan. And get a breather. 2 wide, now 1 comes in motion to this side. It's Farron. You look underneath, nearly a pick, and instead it looked like it's pick 6 going the other way. Instead, it's a 9-yard gain for Stembridge, who has 4 catches for 31 yards. Eight of 15 for 41 yards now for Wilson. 3rd and 1. 8:40 to play in the first half. 6-0 Green Canyon. Here comes everybody. They hand it off to Cutler. Cutler steps on his own lineman and is tripped up, but not until he picks up 2 on 3rd and 1. He had some room. If he isn't tripped up, he might have gotten into some green grass. Canyon continues to move the football. 1st and 10 at their own 42. This drive started at the 20, and I think somebody moved early for Green Canyon. It's the left tackle. 3 penalties, 15 yards for Green Canyon. Highland with 2 of their own for a total of 25 yards. Green Canyon had one of those earlier that made it 3rd and 15. They were able to overcome that with the help of a penalty on Highland. And now another official's timeout. And what's the white hat doing? He talks to Coach Ta'ili Ely, who's walking back. Looks like he's looking toward the clock. I don't know if there's a clock issue or what's going on. They're talking to one of the assistant coaches, now bringing over a trainer or something. Let me see. Not sure what they were doing. They stopped play and started again. Under 8 minutes to play in this first half. Give it to Cutler on that little inside handoff. He looked like he was dropping the football, and instead of trying to grab it and go, he just hit the ground as he was trying to get it back, and he loses 2. Yeah, that was kind of weird. They sent one guy in motion one way, Thane. They faked the give to Thane and then give it to Cutler going back the other way. But Cutler was having trouble securing the football, and it was starting to fall out of his hands, and he just fell down instead of keeping going and then losing it. 2nd and 16. Wilson unloads back across the middle. He's looking for Egan, and he can't connect. Jamo was right in Egan's pocket. 3rd and long. Both of these teams making mistakes offensively that have cost him. Highland's mistakes have been more egregious as they've turned it over 3 times, and Wilson is limping as he comes back to the huddle. They're bringing 2 guys on with the play. They don't get into the huddle, man. They're just kind of jogging in. And there's 10 seconds left as they're jogging in. They need to hurry. They're under 5. They've already taken 1 penalty for it, and they snap it just as the clock hits 00. Wilson's got a lot of running room. Makes 1 man miss and then gets tripped up after he picks up about 7. Give him 8. It's going to be 4th down and 9. So the drive stalls out after a penalty and a problem on an exchange. But Green Canyon's able to move it 23 yards upfield, and now they'll kick. Highland's offsides. It was 4th and 9. Now it'll be 4th and 4. Does that change the Green Canyon calculus? Probably not. The defender knew he did it. He took 2 steps and he just kind of stood up and stood there. He knew it. So 4th and 4 now. High snap. Farron goes back to get it. Gets his leg into it. Inside the 10 is where it's fielded. And that's where it's going to stay. Thane was down there. Ben Wallace was down there. One of those guys made the tackle. The ball was fielded at about the 9, and they ended up running backwards to the 7, and that's where Highland will take over, trailing 6-0 with 6:08 to play in the first half. The story of this first half, 3 Highland turnovers. Green Canyon only able to punch it in once when Highland turned it over at the 1-yard line. Green Canyon put it in the end zone on the next play. Pella, back to pass, over the middle. Has his man, still on his feet and running, looking for the 15-yard line, is Brown. Brown's got 8 yards. So 2nd and 2 now. For Highland, under 5.5 to play in this first half. 6-0 Green Canyon. It's been a defensive battle. Here's the inside give, looking for the edge. The running back dragged down at the 15-yard line. A loss of a yard for Raymond. So now it's going to be 3rd down and 3. Highland is 0 for 2 on 3rd downs. Five wide receivers as they spread it out. See if the quarterback runs this one. Manasseh Pela, big quarterback. He's going to throw, looking to the edge for Jamo. He's hit right as he catches it, but he has enough for the first down. He needed 3, he got 4. Looking back into the sun, nice grab by big number 3. Egan was right there. Couldn't strip it away from Jamo. Jamo shielded him away, almost like he was blocking him out for a rebound. Egan doesn't know about that. He's busy shooting 3s. Egan's coming off the blitz. They get rid of it in a hurry. Little spin out there by Fia, and a flag comes in late. Fia with a pickup of 6, and let's see what the flag is. Is there something late by Green Canyon? I looked down at my roster to find the number of the player and didn't see the action. Personal foul, face mask on the defense. So on top of a 6-yard gain. Green Canyon's 4th penalty for 30 yards in this first half. And that's going to move it all the way out to the 40-yard line. This drive started back at the 7-yard line. 33 yards so far on this drive for Highland. 15 of them coming right there. Raymond in the backfield with Pella. He's going to stay in and block. Pella unloads, looking down the seam, picked off. Pella lofted it out there. Looks like he thought one of his receivers was going to run under it. The top side receiver was looking down the seam, and he got bumped off of his pattern, and the ball ends up right in the hands of Tyler Gerber. So Gerber with the pick, and Pella with his 2nd interception. And with 3:34 to play in the first half, Green Canyon with a chance to maybe move the football and put a few more points on the board. But the points have been at a premium for either team so far in this ball game. Timeout Highland. They want a defensive timeout to talk about what's going on here. 4 turnovers in the first half for Highland, but they only trail 6-0. Box Elder leads Bear River 14-7. That one in the 2nd quarter. As we look at other scores around Region 11. Timpanogos leading Logan 14-0 in the early going. Skyview on top of Morgan 17-7. That one late in the 4th quarter. At halftime, Stansbury and Ridgeline were tied at 14. That game up at Utah State. See if we can get score updates on all of those as the night goes on. Keep you informed as to what's going on in Region 11. If you're watching this on delay, well, maybe you already know. Wilson has Oates in the backfield. They haven't gone to him for a while, and they're going to hand him the football. He picks up a couple. Oates with 5 carries for 17 yards. 26 yards on the ground for Green Canyon. They're averaging about 2 yards a carry. 41 through the air. So Green Canyon, they had short field a couple of times. One of their scoring drive was 1 yard. But Highland's been able to get them off the field. Farron on a little end around. Another gain of a couple where they give him one where they say he gained. Highland going to take another timeout and try to save a little time. This is the 8th third down opportunity for Green Canyon. They are 3 of 7 on third down. There's 2:38 to play in this first half. Green Canyon leading Highland 6-0. Both of these teams come into this ball game at 2-0. Green Canyon shutting out Hunter 14-0. And Hunter is winning tonight. Hunter won last week. So Hunter hangs on. They go to 2-1, and that makes that Green Canyon win look even more impressive. And Stansbury's tied with Ridgeline right now. A Ridgeline team that looks like they're going to be a ball team this year. Region 11 is some tough sledding. Skyview, we all know what Skyview can do. They're only averaging about 50 points a game. Wilson steps up, gets rid of it, throws it right into traffic. He threw it low right to big number 27, who's still on his feet, down to the 25-yard line. He had a guy behind him, but he threw it a little bit low. And Leo Asikia comes down with it, the big junior, and he returns it all the way to the 25-yard line. So Wilson with the turnover. Green Canyon with their first turnover of the evening. And Highland in prime position. 1st and 10 at the Green Canyon 25 with 2:21 to play in the half. Highland with a chance to tie or take the lead before the half after everything that's gone wrong for them. And they've got everybody in there tight. Let's see if they just start to pound the football. Oh, Pele's going to throw it. Screen as he looks underneath. Quick hit, quick tackle. A gain of about 3. Pele is 7 of 8 for 47 yards, 7 of 9 for 47 yards, 2 interceptions. His only passes that haven't hit one of his own receivers' hands have been the 2 picks. 2nd and 7. Fiafia in motion. Pele looking to the edge to Fiafia, and it's just wide of him. Farron was right there. Excuse me, that was not Farron. That was Bryson Pabst, the sophomore, getting big varsity minutes. So now it's 3rd down. 1:38 to play in the half. And a flag on the field. Just noticed it at about the 21, and it's against Highland. So they back him up 5 yards. 1:38 to play in the half. 6-0 Green Canyon. 2nd and 11. So that last play doesn't count. Now they start the clock. Manasseh Pele in trouble. Grab, spins out, then picks up a big block. They had a hold of Pele for a loss, but he's a big quarterback, and he spun out of the tackle attempt and picks up a couple of yards. That was Eli Wheatley, Will Wheatley's younger brother, and I think he will make sure to get down in the legs of Pella next time. That time he tried to swing him down from the waist. He's too big for that. Look out, here comes trouble again for Pella. Flag in the backfield, it's going to be a hold. They catch Pella for a sack. He's turning upfield, he's waiting for a receiver to come free, and they catch up to him for a loss. Holding, are they going to accept it or back it up? It's going to be 4th and 13 if they don't accept it. It'll be 3rd and some more. And they're going to say, no, we're not going to accept it. So the sack, as Pella loses 4 yards. Green Canyon with another sack. They're going to try a long field goal. It's Williams out there from 45 yards, left hash. 37 seconds and the clock winding down. Williams kick, there was somebody in the backfield. Williams has enough leg, but does he have the aiming fluid? He does not, as it looked like it veered off to the left. Gonna go back to the bench, take another drink of the aiming fluid. He looked like he had enough leg for it. Highland will turn it over. And after the interception, starting at the 25-yard line, Highland unable to knot this thing up or take the lead. 29 seconds to play in this first half. See what Green Canyon elects to do. If they want to take this thing to the half, leading 6-0, or if they want to try to make something happen with 29 ticks on the clock. Yeah, 20's on the field, and he's not supposed to be, so that means they break the huddle with 12 men. So that's going to back Green Canyon up 5 more. That's the 5th penalty on Green Canyon in this first half. So the mistakes for Green Canyon, 1 turnover and 5 penalties. They've been able to overcome some of those penalties. Give to Cutler. Cutler hit in the backfield, spun down for a loss. I mean, big number 40, Tonga Afifonua, came into the backfield on a mission. Nobody even put a paw on him as he shot in there. And the clock's going to run down, and Green Canyon's going to be content to take a 6-0 lead into the locker room. It's halftime on the Game of the Week. Green Canyon 6, Highland 0. You're watching the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel.
Because they have beautiful selections of fresh flowers. They're family owned and been in business for a long time, and they make you feel like part of the family.
Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology.
At Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, we believe in a very thorough hearing test. Do you hear ringing noises? Does any member of your family have hearing loss? Do you have frequent or severe headaches? Any numbness in your face or fingertips? Do loud sounds hurt your ears? Were you in the military? Have you ever had your hearing tested before?
No, I have not.
Say the word mousetrap. Say the word baseball. Say the word airplane. Say the word cowboy. It also told us if you had a cough, I was able to make the words in your
Threshold
able to.
ranges. What are all the rest of the...
Okay.
Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology.
Your password is password, and everything you own is gray, Mike.
I thought you liked Basic, Mike.
That was before I had Wendy's made to crave chicken sandwiches. Now I know I can do better than Basic.
Upgrade from basic with 3 new sandwiches on Wendy's Made to Crave menu. The barbecue chicken sandwich, avocado BLT chicken sandwich, and the sauce and bacon chicken sandwich. At Wendy's, we got you.
I need to take a long drive at exactly the speed limit.
I want to succeed in athletics, but I also want to succeed in school, and I also want to help my family and my community. And so I think through being balanced and juggling all these things, it leads me to fulfill those wants and then be happier because of it.
Oh, you're trying to get the out. In order to have a fulfilling and well-rounded life, you have to do a lot of different things.
She goes to her classes and she does her sports.
I don't really know how she does it. She goes there every day, which is like a smile on her face.
I think everyone can have a drive, but it's the people that actually choose to feed this hunger are the people that stand out.
Your hunger to win has to be bigger than anybody else's.
If she sets her mind to it, she's going to accomplish it, and I have no doubt about that. Whether it's she needs to drop 3 seconds on her time, she needs to get a better grade on her math test.
Bill is just one of those people who, whenever I see you do anything, you always have this drive.
There's a drive there that comes from wanting to be everything that her mom set in motion in the first 13 years of her life.
My mom was one of my closest friends, so she had such an immense impact and influence on my life that when she died, my whole world was kind of turned around.
She was heartbroken, as you would imagine. She knew she had all these little ones looking to her. She was only 12 years old, but she became the person who was handling it.
I'm trying my best, I guess. It's been hard. She was such a big part of my life, but I'm doing the best I can.
She's a beautiful runner. It's just amazing to watch her run.
She's a tremendous sister, tremendous daughter, caring soul, remarkably proud of Jillian.
Like, she has so much responsibility in her life. It's also amazing that she does it with such humility and grace.
When you lose your mom and your sister, you realize how precious every day is, and you want to make the most of every day. You sort of set high goals for yourself, and you sort of work to achieve them.
Sheer will and, passion and, but to get themselves there quicker than anybody else, to reach down deep, push through that pain, that both mental pain where you just want to stop, you want to give up, and that physical pain where your legs and your muscles are screaming, and just get yourself there.
The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Wendy's of Cache Valley. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Bring back what you have been missing. Aspen Dental. Get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. Custom Fence Company. Privacy, security, peace of mind. Anderson Seed and Garden. Growing better gardeners. The Logo Shop. We logo stuff. All kinds of stuff. KSM means music. Music is all we do. Factory Pizzeria. We're open late after the game. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 30 years.
Because I know nothing about gardening, but they do, and they're more than happy to coach me through it and tell me what to do, and I'm so excited. My favorite things at Anderson are the flowers and the decorations. I love those, especially at Christmas time.
Hey guys, if you've been thinking about a guitar or any other instrument in mind for you or somebody else, we have some great financing options from 6 to 12 months. Yamaha's doing a 12-month plan right now. Come in, get some time to pay it off, and have no interest for up to a year.
Nobody does bacon like Wendy's. And now, we're bringing you the Big Bacon Classic, made with fresh, never frozen beef, topped with hot and crispy bacon. So if you're not getting your bacon cheeseburger from Wendy's, what are you getting? If you want bacon done right, we got you with the Big Bacon Classic. What are you waiting for?
The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Wendy's of Cache Valley. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Bring back what you have been missing. Aspen Dental. Get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. Custom Fence Company. Privacy, security, peace of mind. Anderson Seed and Garden. Growing better gardeners. The Logo Shop. We logo stuff. All kinds of stuff. KSM means music. Music is all we do. Factory Pizzeria. We're open late after the game. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 30 years. 6-0 our score in North Logan as Green Canyon leads Highland as we get ready to start the second half in just a couple of minutes. Eric Olson along with you tonight for this matchup of two undefeated ball clubs, both early season surprises. Hey, if you heard the cowbell earlier, that's for you, Bob. Nothing like more cowbell. 4 turnovers in the first half for Highland, yet Green Canyon only able to put 6 points on the board. They punched it in from a yard away after a strip sack of Highland quarterback Manasa Pela. Lost it, and it was recovered at the 1-yard line. And then Green Canyon punched it in on the very next play, and then the PAT was blocked. Both teams making plenty of mistakes. The turnovers for Highland, Green Canyon with plenty of penalties, 5 penalties in that first half that did not help their cause. And it looks like a defensive battle on the scoreboard, and it looks like it in the stats as well. As you look at Highland, they have 12 yards rushing. You heard me right, 12 yards rushing, 12 attempts, 12 yards. That's a yard apiece, even by my math. Now, some of those rushing attempts were sacks of their quarterback. They have 47 yards passing. Manasa Pela is 7 of 9 for 47 yards, but he has thrown those 2 interceptions. He's thrown 2 completions to Brown and 2 to Jamo, both of them 16 yards worth of yardage to lead Highland. And their leading rusher is Vea, 4 carries, 12 yards. For Green Canyon, they had 37 yards on the ground in 13 carries. So just not quite 3 yards a carry for them, about 3 yards a carry. 41 yards passing and 78 total yards. And a turnover as Wilson threw the interception. That interception is one I'm sure he'd like to have back. He had a guy coming up and down the seam, but it was really a good play by the linebacker who climbed the ladder and grabbed that thing and ran it back to the 25-yard line, but Highland was unable to do anything with it as the Green Canyon defense stepped up and the field goal attempt pulled wide to the left. Stembridge has 4 catches for 31 yards to be the leading receiver for Green Canyon, and Oates is the leading rusher. 17 yards for 5 carries. As we mentioned, Wilson 8 for 16 for 41 yards. Wilson started the game 6 for 6. He was 2 for 10. 2 of his last 10 and the interception. Green Canyon will be kicking off to start this second half. Looking around at some of the other scores in 4A. The updated ones, as close to updated we can get. The last score we had from Ridgeline and Stansbury, and that game ought to be about over. It was 21-14 Ridgeline in that ball game. Timpanogos was leading Logan near the half, 14-0. Same Skyview and Morgan. Skyview leading that one around halftime, 17-7. At halftime, Box Elder led Bear River 21-14. And Mountain Crest and Pocatello kicking off a little bit later. This kick's going to go into the end zone, and Highland will start on their own 20-yard line. That explosive offense has not manifested itself here tonight as they've turned the ball over and just made a few mistakes. The Green Canyon defense has been, well, Coach Ta'ili said, our system causes chaos, and we want to cause chaos tonight, and that system has been chaotic. Will Wheatley, Captain Chaos, number 9, out there making plenty of plays in that first half, as he's the outside backer on this near side, and the motion comes toward him. Pele's going to turn and hand it off. Ball's on the turf again, but this time it went right back to the running back. A little bit of a problem as Pele started to run that read option. As he started to pull, the running back wanted to keep it, Tupua, and the quarterback wanted it. And it pulls out of there for no yards as Tupua got on top of it to save disaster for Highland. So Tupua is in the backfield with Pele again. Two tight end look and a bad snap. And Pele has to just get on it back inside the 5-yard line. The snap went right past him. It never came up past his ankles. And it's 3rd down and plenty. They need to get out to the 30. They're at the 4, 3rd and 26. It's going to go on Pele's yardage, and it's really not his fault, but that's how it works with the stats. 1 for 4 on 3rd down as Highland comes out offensively misfiring like they were in the first half. A fumble on 1st down, a bad snap on 2nd down, and a flag as they run a guy out of the huddle. You saw that flag in the first half on Green Canyon. They break the huddle with 12 guys, that's a penalty. And it ends up being half the distance of the goal. It'll be down at the 2.5-yard line. And that's the 5th penalty of the night on Highland. And their assistant coaches are just to the left of me, and they are doing an admirable job of keeping it together. Pele's going to roll out. Looks underneath, has a man. He's wrapped up and thrown out at the 9-yard line after a gain of 7. That was Fia. 4th down. Fia's second grab of the night. 2 catches, 13 yards, but it was 4th and 28. Three-man rush, they nearly get there. Not a great kick, but a pretty good bounce, and it goes out of bounds across the 30. So it's going to be a 23-yard kick at the 33. You know, in football, so often you look at the last 4 minutes of the first half and the first possession for each team in the second half to really see what the tone is. And, well, hasn't been great for Highland. They missed a field goal late in that first half. And now a rough possession that time. Give it off to Oates. Puts his foot in the ground, makes a cut. Has a block downfield, and he carries a would-be tackler down to about the 21-yard line. Pickup of 12, and the biggest run of the night for either team, I believe. It was a warm first half, and the temperature is still in the low 80s with the sun finally down. Haven't seen many cramping problems or anything. Give it to Oates again, try the other side. Oates turns it back to the middle, Has a whole bunch of white jerseys wrapping him up at about the 18. Gain of 3. Coach Tau Ili said they'd like to run the ball, like to be able to run the ball. They have 52 yards rushing right now. And it's 2nd and 8. Oates switches to the other side of Wilson. And then they're going to throw the little quick hit out to the edge. That worked really well on the first couple possessions of the game. Highland made a couple of adjustments, and that time it works for 5 yards to Stembridge. Three of 8 on 3rd down in the first half for Green Canyon. And they're still waiting for a play. We saw this in the first half. They got called for penalties a couple times. They don't even have the play in, and there's 7 seconds on the play clock. They're going to have to hurry. 3 seconds. 2. Motion. And they call a timeout. They just took too long getting the play in. We've seen that a couple of times here this evening. One time they called a timeout in the first half. Another time they just let it run out and took the penalty. And then that time same thing happened, right? And your 3rd down and 3, I think you have to take that timeout deep in your opponent's territory to try to get this right. Next week, Green Canyon is at Morgan. Morgan just up the road playing Skyview tonight. Skyview was leading 24-7 at the half. I got a score update from my buddy Hurricane John up the road, does it for the radio group. He said 24-7. Skyview, halfway to 50 again. They are scoring points by the bunches out there in Smithfield. 3rd and 3. Ball's on the turf. Kicked forward by Wilson. He kicks it up, and he's laying over a defender, and he scoops it forward, but it's a loss of 5 yards on 3rd and 3. It was a jailbreak off of the left side of the offensive line, the right side, excuse me. And it's 4th and 7. And they're going to try a field goal. So both teams a little discombobulated coming out of the locker room. Nothing discombobulated about that kick, though. Splits the uprights. And Green Canyon takes a 2-score lead. It's 9-0 Green Canyon with 6:59 to play in the 3rd. You're watching the game of the week on the Valley Channel. Hey, the Factory Pizzeria is one of our Game of the Week sponsors. It's one of the best places to eat in town. If you talk about atmosphere, they've got it in spades. It's about the only thing that's as good as their pizza is their atmosphere. They really compete. It's got that old East Coast atmosphere there. And it's a great place to go watch the ball game, get together with your buddies or your family. You can order online. They have loads of specials. You've got that Monday special. You buy any large pizza, get the second half off. Wings and nachos are $5 on Wednesdays for their Wednesday special. The Factory Pizzeria, a Game of the Week sponsor. 9-0 as we kick it off here after the field goal from Green Canyon after the short punt. And Green Canyon has benefited from field position tonight as Highland with some turnovers and a short kick there. Both of these defenses are stepping up and making plays, and making life difficult for the offenses. Highland's done some things, though, to shoot themselves in the foot tonight, things that they haven't done so far this season. Here's the give to the big man. Bea puts his head down, and oh my goodness. They usually have big striped arms that come down across the road when someone that size gets moving. He picks up 8, 5 carries, 20 yards for Bea. He's been their best offensive weapon. And he's in the backfield again with Manasa Pela. He carried the first 3 plays of the game. This time Pela pulls it. He's looking for the edge, turns it back inside. Now he goes down, but he picks up 7 yards. First down, Highland. So they were attempting that sort of play on their first possession, and Pela tried to keep it, and the running back wanted it, and they ended up fumbling it. They got it back, and that time he was kind of a tight fit as well as he tried to pull it from Vea. Vea's back there with him again on his left side, 2 receivers to each side. Jamo is your receiver on the far side, or on the near side below us as Fia goes in motion. Keeping it. That was well executed as Pela has blocks down the sideline. That time it was smooth and worked the way it should have. $29 yards for Pela. And Green Canyon wants a timeout. I mean, they sold out looking for that give right up the edge, and on that read option, right? The quarterback's got the read. What is the end doing? Is the end crashing down? If he crashes down, then you keep. Is the end coming upfield? Then you give it and run underneath the end. And that time, everybody just sold out looking for big number 44, Vea, and the quarterback pulled it immediately, knew what he saw and liked what he saw, and then he got some great blocking down the field from Charlie McConkey. Charlie McConkey bought Pela 7 or 8 extra yards with his downfield blocking. Starks and Jamo, your receivers to this side. 2 to the far side. Vea's in the backfield with Pela again. 1st and 10 at the Green Canyon 35-yard line. Pela keeps it again, steps out of a tackle attempt, stays on his feet, and he's down to the 30, a pickup of 5. So he's showing he's a little bit shifty. We saw a near sack in the first half of Pela, and he slipped out of that. He's done that a few times where he's held the ball out there and moved his hips and stiff-armed a guy, but he's carrying that ball like a loaf of bread. If you're a coach, you get a little worried about that, especially for how many times they've put the ball on the turf tonight. 4:40 to play in the third quarter, a 9-0 ball game. Green Canyon leading, Highland driving. Pela's going to throw out to the edge. Got a first down and a little bit more. Out there finally going down is Starks. Starks picks up 9. Nine of 11 for Manasa Pela for 63 yards. So the only 2 incompletions he's thrown have been on those interceptions. I'm trying to think back of any others that he may have missed on, and I can't think of any. Fia in motion. They're looking to Fia. He's got blockers in front of him. Looked like a hold that they got away with in the backfield. And you could hear the crowd down below me hollering for it on Brown. And that's a gain of a couple. Second and 8. As Highland now down to the Green Canyon 20-yard line. Their best drive of the night. Their deepest penetration of the night. On the clock, creeping towards 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. 9-0 Green Canyon. Brown in motion. Paler's going to keep it again. And he picks up another couple of yards. It's going to be, they only give him one. It's going to be 3rd and 7. And Paler's going to run to the far hash to get the play, and now run back. It's making me tired. 2.5 to play in the third quarter, and the clock running. 2 receivers wide to the far side. Brown and Jameau, the 2 big targets to the near side. Underneath, they're looking for the slant. It was there, but the ball knocked down by one of the rushers. So now it's 4th and 7. Paps knocks it down. And Williams back out for a field goal. He missed earlier. This one is from 35 on the right hash. The other one that he missed was longer. It was 40 plus. This one's a little further inside. Plenty of leg. Looks good. It is good. So with 2:12 to play in the third quarter, Highland gets on the board. And it's 9-3 Green Canyon on the game of the week. Hey, one of the sponsors of the game of the week on the Valley Channel is Aspen Dental. They've got one goal, and that's for you to feel completely comfortable in their office. Come on in, find out what personalized dentistry means. They're there by the old Cache Valley Mall in the old Sears building. They're just to the north and east of the mall. Give Aspen Dental a try. Aspen Dental, a Game of the Week sponsor. So a good looking drive there by Highland. As they get that offense running a little bit better. They drive it down, and the defense of Green Canyon makes a play on third down. And Highland has to settle for the field goal, but they're back to within a score. We saw this in the Box Elder Mountain Crest game last week. A missed PAT was the difference. Egan following a wall up in there and looking for a seam. He finds one for a moment, and he's finally hauled down at the Highland sideline. At about the 31-yard line, so decent field position for Green Canyon, who takes over with 2:04 remaining in the third, and they lead 9-3. You mentioned Green Canyon as Morgan next, and then they're back here. Actually, yeah, they are. They're back here to play Mountain Crest, and that's a game that's on our schedule for the game of the week in a couple of weeks. Wilson with 2 backs in the backfield with him. Fake the give to Cutler. Pitch it back to Oates, who has to reach back over. He loses the football. Ball's free. Let's see, it's still free, and it looks like it's Highland football, and it is. They've run that option a couple of times tonight, and both times it's been a mess. They ran it on 4th and a yard and lost yardage. And on that time, they pitched it late and behind. And again, easy for me to say from here, but I might move that one to the back of the playbook for the night. Throw that one out of the playbook for the night, because that just isn't there. Here's the post-play penalty. It's on Highland, unsportsmanlike conduct. So Highland will still have the football, but it's going to back them up to about the 45-yard line, just inside the 45, the 43. So the second turnover of the night for Green Canyon. And the Highland offense, who just put some points on the board and has a little bit of confidence now after that last drive, will take over. 1st and 10 on the Green Canyon 44. Let's see if they go for a big chunk play with 1:30 to play in the third quarter. See if they go for that sudden strike and try to go up top. No. Down Pele goes. They Starks ran out onto the field late, and they got a flag for it. And they let him run the play, and then Pele's sacked for a 7-yard loss. They call that before the play, that penalty, or they let the play stand? I think if you're Green Canyon, you decline that penalty if they let the play stand. Now they're going to pick up the flag. Yeah, because he came running on late, which you know, that's not really a penalty. It's a penalty to have too many guys in the huddle. And Highland wants a timeout. And their coaching staff is apoplectic about that. How do you not have the right guys out on the field? And it's one of those things, as these coaches coach teenage boys, right? And making sure you got the right guys in the right place and everybody's paying attention. It's, you know, the struggle is real. So Pele ends up losing 7 yards as the play stands. He's got 10 carries for 17 yards. Yeah, you heard right. He had a 29-yard carry, but he only has 17 yards rushing. It's because he's been sacked 3 times. And then he was just dropped for a loss there on a run. He's been sacked for -4, -4, -16, and then on that play it looked like a designed run. He lost 7. Now what are they doing? Did they blow that play dead? They did. They're going to call it 1st and 10 again. And they blew the play dead. Okay. So it's not a loss of 7. And he's got 24 yards, does Pele. Tight formation for Highland. They're going downfield with it. 4-man rush. Hold in the backfield. Pele throws underneath. Has his man hit hard. After a gain of about 7, Jamo really took a wallop, but it's coming back. Holding on Highland. The flag just inside the 50-yard line. And Green Canyon says, yeah, you bet we're going to take it. Both offenses have been making things hard on themselves tonight. Both defenses have played well. Both offenses have made plenty of mistakes. That's the 6th penalty of the night. So it's 1st down again. Here comes a late rusher. The ball sails over the head of the intended receiver, McConkey. Now 2nd down. This is not the offense I expected to see from Highland. I mean, they have been running like a knife, hot knife through butter their first 2 games this season. Against Juan Diego and Cypress. Here comes the rush. Down goes Pele. Loss of 8. Fourth sack of the night for Green Canyon. And it's 3rd and many. 3rd and 27. After the turnover. Highland going backwards. Again, a four-man rush underneath, and the ball one hops to nobody. Looked like it was intended for Brown, and Highland will have to punt. 15 seconds to play in the third quarter. 9-3 Green Canyon in a defensive slugfest. It has not been a thing of beauty offensively. Another high snap, and the kicker just has to hurry and get rid of it as Wheatley, both of them are in the backfield. And it goes off of the side of the foot of the punter, and it only ends up being about a 10-yard punt. So once again, Green Canyon starts in Highland territory, but for all of the times Green Canyon has started with a short field, they've only been able to come up with 9 points. We knew Green Canyon might have a little trouble, right? Offensively, they just haven't been in rhythm all season. It's Highland that's been surprising, as they've averaged 35 points per game. Give to Cutler on the quick give-off tackle. He takes a smack after a pickup of 2. That's going to be the last play of the third quarter. 9-3, Green Canyon leading Highland as we head to the fourth. I'll tell you what, in a couple of weeks, my family and I, we're going to head up to the Tetons, right? We're going to go up, we're going to stop at Bear Lake first. We're going to spend a day and an evening there, and then we're going to head up into the Tetons the next day. But you know what we're doing on the way to Bear Lake? Well, I'm not, because I'll be doing a game of the week, but I'll meet them later. They're stopping at Old Grist Mill, the same thing we always do when we head up that way. We grab that custom sack lunch with the homemade sandwich, drink and treat on the go, and enjoy it as we get over there into Bear Lake. Great view, great friends, and great food. And they're going to save me a sack for when the game's over. I'm going to head up the canyon and join them. I'm not missing out on that Old Grist Mill. Old Grist Mill, one of our Game of the Week sponsors. Well, we move to the fourth quarter. Green Canyon leading 9-3. They've got the ball 2nd and 8 on the Highland 45-yard line after the short punt. It was a shanked punt. Punter under duress, just trying to get rid of it. And again, we've got an official's timeout. And I gotta restart that play clock, and there they go. They started the clock, and they weren't supposed to start it until the ball is snapped. Now it starts. Fake the give to Cutler. They trying to set up a screen, or is that just a jailbreak? Downfield, ball's caught but out of bounds, and a flag comes in late. Was there a lineman downfield, illegally downfield for Green Canyon? Jamo is on the sideline, slow to get up, and that flag's in the defensive backfield of Highland. But you wonder if an offensive lineman was downfield. Nope. They pick up the flag. It's the second time that's happened tonight in kind of the same situation. So I'm not sure what the call is that they're picking up. But now it's 3rd and 8. Green Canyon with only 1 third down opportunity there in that third quarter. They're 3 of 9 on the night. And again, they're asking them to stop that clock. Watch the guy with the white hat. He'll tell you what to do. Same thing. The ball went out of bounds. It's a stopped clock. Starts when it snaps. There you go. Throw to the sideline, and it's wide of the intended receiver. That was Stembridge. Schramm. Schramm made a great catch the last time around, but he was out of bounds. Good coverage by Highland on both plays. And Farron's on to punt. So another good opportunity goes by the wayside for one of these offenses. As Green Canyon had started on the Highland side of the field. Farron, high kick, good kick, fair catch at the 12. And Highland will start backed up inside their own 15-yard line, trailing 9-3 with 11:37 to play in this ball game. Both of these teams coming in 2-0 if you're just joining us. Highland turned it over 4 times in the first half. Green Canyon's turned it over twice tonight. Plenty of penalties on both offenses. Just both offenses have looked a little bit out of sorts, and it probably has a lot to do with both of these defenses, I think, are pretty good. Well, another flag because another 12-man huddle. You saw a guy run off late for Highland. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. They've got 11, so you can't break the huddle with 12 guys. We've seen that called twice on Highland and once on Green Canyon tonight. There's going to be plenty for these coaches to talk about next week. Give right up the middle and bouncing outside and picking up a few is Vea. Well, more than a few. He picked up 7 because they had the penalty before the play. So he ends up picking up 7. It's 2nd and 8. He went right up the middle. They had him grabbed in there, and then he popped out to the outside, and Vea goes off. And 2 backs in the backfield for Pella. He's going to keep it as they run the option action. And Pella picks up a couple. So it's going to be 3rd and 6. One of 6 tonight for Highland on 3rd downs. 10.5 to play in the ball game. 9-3 Green Canyon. Green Canyon with 3 down linemen. They're bringing a linebacker. Pella has time, unloads just out of the reach of his intended receiver, Fiafia. Fiafia had a step, but Pella put it on a rope. You saw him earlier in the evening kind of loft one out for a receiver, and it got picked off. That time he puts it on a rope, and nobody's home. Fiafia can't get there, even though he had a step, and it's 3 and out for Highland. And Pella now is 10 of 16 for 65 yards to go along with those 2 picks. Punting has been here's a flag. Punting has been a circus tonight, and the punter that time left his leg out there. All night Green Canyon has been coming after that, been real close, and then just kind of running past him. That time he left his leg out there, and they ran into his leg, and he spun around like he'd been hit by a truck. And he sold it because the official standing right there, and he threw the flag. So this is going to be a new set of downs for Highland. Another mistake, this time by the defense. We haven't seen many defensive mistakes tonight by either team. Now, is that a 5-yard running into the kicker, or is that a 15? Roughing the kicker. If it's 5 yards, then it's 4th and a long yard. And then Highland might change what they're going to do. You bring big 44 out there, fake him a give, and then go around the end with that with number 1. So the head official calling it. And I didn't see him signal first down. So where are they going to run that ball to? First they have to get the ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. So it's going to be 4th down and a short 2, long 1, depending on how you look at things. And the ball got accidentally kicked by somebody. Now they have to spot it again. And Highland, they do. They bring Big Vea, 44, back out there. If you're the D, I'm watching for somebody scooting outside. I'm being careful not to jump offsides. Everybody moving. The offensive line twitched. The defensive line moved. Who do they call it on? Let's see. Defensive line moved. Somebody took a step forward. The offensive line twitched. Which one happened first? Offsides on the defense. And so it's a 1st down for Highland on the penalty. Back-to-back penalties on 4th down give Highland their first down of the second half with 10:03 to play in the 4th quarter. A new set of downs on the 26-yard line, their own 26-yard line for the Rams. Pitch back. Tupua takes the pitch shoulder high, drags it in, and then picks up 5 yards. It has been just the defensive battle, the score suggests. Both offenses making mistakes, turning the ball over, lots of penalties. Both defenses playing really well and making big plays anytime the offense looks like they might have something going. Tight run type formation. Tupua takes it back to the line of scrimmage. It's 3rd and 5. He bounced it outside. Looked like he might have a little bit of yardage in front of him. And he was dragged down for no gain. One timeout for Green Canyon, so that may come into play. Highland has 2. Quick snap. Pitch it outside. Tupua looking for a hole. Finds one, and it looks like he picked up 6 on 3rd and 5. And he did. Five carries, 9 yards for Tupua. $58 yards rushing for Highland, 65 yards in the air. Again, this team comes in averaging 35 points a game. And doing it on a lot of big plays. Here comes everybody. Both Wheatleys are there. And the ball carrier spun down. Green Canyon thinks they have the football. The runner's got his hands on his head like he had given it up. But the officials say, no, that's right here. It's Fia, and he's going to be helped off. That's a 2-yard loss. I don't know if he got dinged or if he thought he had lost the football, because he kind of sat there like he put both hands on his head like he was upset. And Green Canyon came out of there with the football. It made me wonder if they had stripped him in that pile. But nobody saw it. I don't even know if that's what happened. As Vea back in the backfield with Pela. Three-man front. Three-man rush. Pela flushed out, throws back to the middle to Jamo. Jamo bobbled it, looked like he pulled it in, and he gains 10. It'll be 3rd and 3. And you hear the home crowd, they thought he dropped it. I thought it looked like it kind of bounced off him, but then it looked like he got control of it before it hit the ground. But he definitely did. It got to his body and it came out, but it looked like he grabbed it again before it hit the ground. 3rd and 3. 6:40 to play in the game. Here comes the heat on 3rd and 3. Pella slips out of one tackle, but not another. He had to slip away from 3, and he finally goes down. He loses a yard. It'll be 4th down and 4. And I wonder if Highland might go for it on 4th and 4. 3 of 10 on 3rd downs for Highland. And one of those big linemen for Highland's down. Looks like a cramp as they're stretching him. And we wondered if we might see some of that tonight. It's been a warm day, warm night. We've got a couple of warm days for the next 2 or 3 days on tap. It's been such a nice August. Then all of a sudden the last week of August, it remembers that it's August. Darn it. But next week, as we get into our ball game next week, looks like we're supposed to be in the low 80s again. And that would sure be nice. Next week, we've got Juan Diego at Logan, our first chance to see the Grizzlies. In Mountain Crest at Green Canyon. 15th of September, it's scheduled Bear River at Skyview. And then the 22nd of September, scheduled Skyview at Logan. Fourth and 4. And Highland wants a timeout. The play clock was running down. Highland had to take a timeout after the injury, so both teams down to their last timeout in a 9-3 ball game that Green Canyon leads. They've led the entire way. Highland pitching the shutout in the second half. He'll check that. Logan got that field goal, didn't they, in the 3rd. Timpanogos up on Logan late, 24-0. 28-27 the final. Ridgeline beats Stansbury. 35-14. Box Elder up late against Bear River in their big rivalry game. Skyview and Morgan 31-21. That one in the 4th quarter. 4th and 4 with 5:49 to play in the ball game, and Green Canyon leading by 6. Highland going for it on their own 42. And they're making noise here in North Logan. And the officials have a huddle. Where do you want to eat after? I don't know. Where do you want to go after? I don't know. I kind of like Wendy's and their new breakfast sandwiches I keep hearing about. Yeah, but I also heard about the old gristmill. Oh. Well, we'll stop somewhere. Okay, they've decided now where they're getting their pizza at the Factory Pizzeria after the game because they're open late. And now the noise starts again. Fourth down and 4. Helen over the middle, right at the marker. Is it an interception? It's an incomplete pass. Either way, it's Green Canyon football. The receiver ran that right to the marker. The quarterback put the ball right on the money, and the defenders were right there to knock it out of the receiver's hand as it goes incomplete, and Green Canyon takes over. Pela threw a strike right in there, but the receiver couldn't come up with it. And again, we're having some clock issues. They've had plenty of those tonight where they have had to fix the clock. And the head official saying, put more time on the clock. Now they've fixed it to 5:41. And he puts his arms together like keep the clock. The clock's dead until the ball snaps. Green Canyon with the give to Oates. He's in the clear. Touchdown, Green Canyon. 46 yards. Oates took it on the little counter. Took that jab step, cut it back inside, and suddenly he was in the clear. There has not been running room tonight. And Oates found some that time, 46 yards worth. And with the PAT on the way, and they blow it dead. They blow the play dead as there's a flag. Let's see if they make him kick it again. Offsides on Highland. So now they're going to move it down to the 1.5 yard line. And Green Canyon doesn't even hesitate. They're going to kick it again. Leading by 12 with 5.5 to play. They'll kick the PAT. They'll attempt to. Snap, hold, kick. PAT good. 16-3 with 5:28 to play in the ball game. Green Canyon on top of Highland. You're watching the game of the week on the Valley Channel. Well, it's been an exciting one here at Green Canyon. But you know what else is exciting? The fact that you can logo anything at the logo shop. As the fireworks go off in the background here, the logo shop, I'll bet they could even logo fireworks, for heaven's sakes. They can logo your backpacks, they can logo your mouse pads, they can logo your shirts, your jackets, anything. You take it to the logo shop, they can get it done. The logo shop, we logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. A Game of the Week sponsor. The first offensive fireworks of the night on the field as the fireworks go off in the background here in North Logan. Not sure what that fireworks show is about, but it just started right after that touchdown. Up there on the east bench, just above Utah State, the north end of Utah State. As it's turned into a beautiful evening here in North Logan, and the home Green Canyon folks think it's an even better evening after that 46-yard touchdown run to make this a 16-3 ball game. Oates was 78 yards on 8 carries now with that run and a touchdown. Here's Pella with a 3-man rush, getting to him and spinning him down for a sack back at the 10-yard line. They're going to say it's at the 12, a loss of 8. Green Canyon has spent plenty of time in that backfield of Highland, Ethan Kunzler. That's the 5th sack of the night by Green Canyon. Again, that chaos defense causing plenty of it. 2nd and 20. Pella's got a lot of green grass in front of him as he turns the corner and steps out at the 25. A pickup of 13. 14 carries, 22 yards for Pella. Tupua has 5 for 9. Vea has 6 for 27. Jamo's carried once for 6. Raymond twice for -2. Fia once for -2. Kayla is 11 of 18 for 75 yards through the air. Man, those fireworks they're just a-going back there. With 4:43 to play in this ball game, we got a show on the field and in the background. Third down. Kayla uncorks, has his man Brown who hauls it in. He bobbled it, but they didn't hit him until after he got control and he's out near midfield. 23 yards on third down. And a third down conversion for Highland, something they've had trouble with all evening. 4:10 to play in the ballgame. This one's not over. Green Canyon celebrating. Highland can score in a hurry. Here comes the rush. Kayla has to tuck, heads for the line of scrimmage, and picks up a yard or 2. Give him 2. $53 yards rushing now for Highland as a team. 98 through the air. So 151 yards of total offense with 3.5 to play in the game, and 3 points for a team that's been averaging 35. Look out, jailbreak. They run the little screen. It takes a while, and it's sniffed out. And the runner put down after a loss of 4. That was Stembridge with the tackle. So it's 3rd and 11. 4 of 11 on third downs for Highland. And it's 4-down territory, trailing by 13 with 2:50 left in the ball game. 3-man front, and that's who's coming for Green Canyon. Kayla uncorks, has a man in the middle of the zone. He gets out of a couple of would-be tackles and picks up 23 yards. Is that Fia, and he's slow getting up again. First and 10 inside the 30 of Green Canyon. Here comes that rush again. Kayla steps forward. Another strike right in the middle of that zone, and it's down to the 15-yard line, a 15-yard gain. That's quite a throw by Kayla on the run. Now he's up to 132 yards, and I did not see who brought that in. 150 and the clock runs. Highland needs 2 scores. They're down by 13. Pilla to the sideline to Brown. Brown trying to make somebody miss. Pushes forward and loses a couple of yards. And Highland will have to take their last timeout with 90 seconds on the clock. .90 seconds on the clock. No timeouts for Highland as they trail 16-3. You've heard me say it all night long because I'm shocked. They've come into this game averaging 35 points per game. They have 3 with 1:30 left. They've turned it over 4 times. They've committed a bunch of penalties. Let's see, 7 penalties on the night. Green Canyon's turned it over twice and committed 6 penalties. But Green Canyon's just made a couple more plays offensively than Highland has. One of them a 46-yard touchdown run by Eric Oates just a few minutes ago to make this a 16-3 ball game. And now Highland's been able to move downfield as Green Canyon's been back in a prevent look with a 3-man rush and dropping guys deep. Highland's been attacking the deep middle. Now the field shrinks. They're at the 18-yard line. They've only got 28 total yards to work with. Hella has to go down to get it. Finds a man down to about the 11. 4 yards. And it's 3rd and 6. 1:06 on the clock. Hella gets rid of it to the middle. He one-hops it there. He took a hit as he got rid of it. He wasn't really able to step into it. He had a man breaking on the end, but he just threw it too far inside, and the man didn't get there. And now it's 4th down and 6. 4th in the ball game for Highland, as they trail 16-3 with 1:03 to play in this ball game. Ball game on the line. Pass thrown and broken up. The safety came and flashed in front of the receiver. The ball was on the money. The defensive back, Dewey Egan, was right there, and the safety came over and flashed in front of the receiver. And I think the receiver lost track of the ball with that safety flashing, and the ball goes incomplete. And Green Canyon is 58 seconds away from a 3-0 start. .187 total yards for the Highland offense tonight. Well, Green Canyon needs to get their offense out there. There's 13 seconds on the play clock. And even 100 yards rushing for Green Canyon. Wilson takes the snap. Give it off. Look out. Cutler staying in bounds and runs to the 39-yard line. A 28-yard run. Only 41 yards through the air tonight for Green Canyon. And with 30 seconds left in this ball game, Green Canyon can just take a knee. They're going to snap it. They're not in victory formation. They snap it and take a knee. And they do not have to snap it again. 41 yards through the air, 128 yards on the ground for Green Canyon. 169 total yards. They give up 187 total yards, but they get it done. And they beat undefeated Highland 16-3 to move on to 3-0 next week for Green Canyon. They're at Morgan. Then we're back here in the game of the week as they play Mountain Crest. That ought to be a good one. We hope you enjoyed the game of the week. We'll see you next time on the Valley Channel. The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Wendy's of Cache Valley. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Bring back what you have been missing. Aspen Dental. Get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. Custom Fence Company. Privacy, security, peace of mind. Anderson Seed and Garden. Growing better gardeners. The Logo Shop. We logo stuff. All kinds of stuff. KSM means music. Music is all we do. Factory Pizzeria. We're open late after the game. and the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 30 years.